Hey everybody, it's JD from Merrill Street Studio. Today, we're going to talk about your drumming options in Logic Pro X. In this video, I'll discuss some options that are available to you and the option that I ultimately settled upon. The first option we'll look at is the built-in drummer in Logic Pro X. To use the Logic Pro X drummer, create a new drummer track. In the library to the left here, you can select the exact kit that you'd like to play. I'll choose the heavy kit. Once the new track is created, you'll notice that there's already a pre-recorded track ready to roll. This interface down below helps you further refine the sound that you like. To the left, you'll notice that there's a genre. By picking different genres, you will see that you have several different drummer personalities available to you. Each individual personality, such as Kyle here, will also have unique beat presets. This will allow you to even further modify your sound. So for example, if I pick Logan, I'll pick a B-side here, you can see that the drum set is completely different. Now as you move over to the right here, this is another area that you can affect the sound of the drums. By moving this around, you can see on the different sides of the square here, you can move toward different complexities of sound, like loud, simple, soft, and complex. So I'll demo that real quick. Another way that you can continue to modify the sounds is over to the right here with the percussion, toms, and kick and snare modifications. For example, I could choose a tambourine, a maraca, or my hands to add to this particular percussion set and modify its speed right here. And I can do the same with the cymbals and the toms and the kick and snare. And I'll give that a quick demo. You can also modify the fills and swing by these two buttons to the right. And you can choose between 8th and 16th notes. So let's try that. And we'll also demo the difference between the 8th and the 16th. Another option you have available to you is by clicking on the Details button down below. Then you have further options for feel, ghost notes, and the hi-hat, which I'll demo now. If you click on the information button to the upper left here, you also see this plug-in option for your drum kit. If you click on that, you will now be able to see your drums and edit them even further. So for example, if I wanted to see my bass drum here and edit it, I can double click on it, and you'll see that I have the option to change my kick over here to the left, and to change the tune, the dampen, and the gain to the right. Although the Logic Pro X drummer is an incredible tool, I just wasn't able to get the natural drum beats that I was looking for, so I decided to move on and pursue other options. In my quest to get a better drum beat for my productions, I branched out and tried a keyboard. This is the setup that I use when using a keyboard to play the drums in Logic Pro X. Once I set this up, I can now use it as a software instrument. To use your keyboards as drums in Logic Pro X is very easy. First, create a new software track. Once that is done, navigate to your drum kit selection. There are additional settings in Logic Pro X to set up which keys on your keyboard correspond to a different drum sound. Now that I have my drum track in place, I'm ready to record. After experimenting playing the drums on the keyboards for some time, I found them to be a little bit too much cumbersome, and my fingers couldn't navigate the keys quite effectively as I was looking for. And again, I found it difficult to get that natural drum sound I was looking for. So I decided to move on to the next option. The next stop in my journey, oddly enough, was attempting to use an iPad as a drummer. This is the setup that I use to connect my iPad to my MacBook. When it's set up this way, I am now ready to record in Logic Pro X. Now that I have my iPad hooked up to my MacBook, with the use of a couple applications, I can now choose the iPad as an input source in my audio preferences. Once those changes have been made, I am now ready to record drums using my iPad. When we look at Logic Pro X, you can see that there is now a recorded drum track here that I just played. Let's give that a listen. After using the iPad as a drummer, I actually got pretty darn good at it. But similar to the keyboard, I had struggles. An additional struggle I had was that the iPad is difficult to situate and often shifts around. And furthermore, when you're playing the iPad, you have a great challenge or likelihood that your fingers are going to stray a little bit and misbeat or perhaps hit a different instrument, a different drum. So finally, I came to my ultimate selection, which I am still using today, and I'm very happy with it. I settled on electronic drums. Although it took a little while for me to get decent on the drums, I now have my skills together, and I am able to actually lay down at least the basics of the drum tracks that I'm looking for, and they sound natural and fluid, and I'm actually pleased with what I hear. I've really grown to love the electronic drums for many reasons. You can be quiet if you're in a situation where your neighbors might hear you, your family. They plug easily into Logic Pro X, and you can record very easily, and you have a wide array of options to adjust the levels of each individual drum, and it's just all around fun. The recording quality with the electronic drums is really good, and you obviously wouldn't hear that clicking you heard when you're hitting the plastic cymbals or the mesh drums. It doesn't pick any of that up. It sounds great in Logic Pro X. And I always find the sound quality to be really good. In this video, I mentioned a few of my favorite options, but there are several other options available to you as well. A couple of the more popular ones in Logic Pro X are Ultra Beat and the Drum Machine Designer. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful.